Hello and welcome to Clear Insight with Julie Farha, where knowing you is the answer no matter the question. This is the place where your problems get solved and we get more insight on what's going on. My name is Julie Farha. I'm your host, and I am an intuitive, a personal coach, a speaker, and author of Exploring Your Potential, Who Am I and What Am I Doing Here? And put questions. My guest today is Paula Muran, and her topic is What is on your Crave checklist? Higher states of consciousness cannot coexist with a toxic body, nor can the higher self be realized when fear, confusion, doubt, and unworthiness are present. Are these symptoms part of your daily routine? Discover what they mean: insomnia, constipation, lack of motivation, middle of the night snack attacks. Discover your emotional wellness. To heal, you must feel. Paula Muran is a world-renowned medical intuitive, empath, author, and awakened spiritual teacher. Her remarkable inner vision identifies the original cause of illness and injury, not just another symptom. She's an expert at reading the subconscious patterns and helps heal our beliefs. A pioneer in the field of emotional healing, she's created the Sovereign Light System of Emotional Healing and produced Purify the Body Temple, guided meditation on CD, and has also authored Codes of Light, Power of Our Beliefs. Welcome, Paula.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction, and I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we are happy to have you for sure. I've been looking through your book, and it has some amazing information in it. And you and I had a quick little chat about some of my physical issues. So I love this kind of stuff, and I know a lot of people appreciate what you do and how you do it. So tell me a little bit about your journey and how you got here.
Oh, my journey started when I was very young. Little did I know that this is where I'd be in my life. Since my childhood, I've been involved with a spiritual deity called Sanakumara. Hindu deity in metaphysics, it's considered the planetary logos, ascended master. And just like we all have imaginary friends and we talk to spirits when we're children, this spirit has never left me. And through this relationship or this partnership throughout my life, I've been guided and taught from the inside out. I was instructed early on in my life to not look outside for answers, to get everything from inside. Like I was instructed to throw all my books away and listen only to guidance. And it has developed into a more of an integration. Like in the 90s and 80s, I channeled the energy, but now that what has happened is that I have really embodied the energy. And through my life, I've been in corporate America. I was in the music business. I was in the fashion business in Manhattan. I've had a regular life. And as this energy and I have grown together, all those things have fallen away. And now my role here is to enlighten the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual selves or bodies of us and teach people how to be well so that we live happier lives and we could or understand our soul purpose here and move forward and grow spiritually. That is what we are doing here, is becoming spiritual humans, bringing that higher awareness, that higher self into the physical body. But if the physical body is toxic, it's very hard for a spirit to enlighten that. You know, we have to work in conjunction with the spiritual self from the inside out. So healing the physical body, healing the emotional body, and allowing the spirit to soar is really my work here on the planet. And I have developed as a medical intuitive. I've always been involved in healing the body. Even back in high school in Cleveland, Ohio, I was trying to eat organic foods and going to co-ops and going to get spring water. And I've always been on this health kick, looking at the body from a different perspective. I would walk into a grocery store when I was younger and go, oh, you know, it would make me sick, you know, all the sugar and the refined foods. And so the body, healing the body and seeing into the body has just been an extraordinary process for me. I work as a medical intuitive and empath. I can feel people's illnesses in my own body, their pain, but I'm not emotionally attached to it, so I let it go. My intuition, my third eye is extremely open, and I can see through the veil. I can see all the way, all the patterning. It's like almost like a science movie, you know, like that traveling through the physical body. I see the patterning and into that higher awareness, you know, about knowing the self. And
well, I guess I shouldn't tell you that I ate a cupcake last night since you were talking about refined sugars.
That's all right. From time to time, it's okay to have sugar. I mean, maybe it was an organic cupcake, so that was.
No, unfortunately it wasn't, but it was really yummy. How do you walk people through your process? Is there a way you can explain it in this context, or is it too in-depth?
It just depends on what people need. A work to heal the body through private sessions, teach people how to self-heal, which is really important. We don't listen to our bodies. We just mostly ignore what our bodies need. Like, was it a chocolate cupcake that you ate?
Well, it was actually a piece of 4. Chocolate, coconut, carrot, and red velvet. All combining into one full cupcake.
There you go. So a lot of times...
Chocolate's my favorite, yes.
So a lot of times when we eat certain foods, like certain foods that we crave, it tells us what we're deficient in our physical body. So chocolate, for instance, usually means that we are craving some love or attention, especially women during their cycle when our hormones are raging, usually crave more chocolate because we're craving more love. Maybe subconsciously we're pushing people away, but we're really craving more attention and love in our lives. So chocolate releases endorphins where we feel more love in the whole system. And carrots, carrot cake, it could have been the sugar piece, or it could have been carrots.
I think it was the sugar.
Well, I prefer to say that maybe you needed more vitamin A in your life.
Okay, I'll go with that.
So the process is about looking at the whole system together and seeing where the deficiencies are. I'm very good at finding the core of the issue and moving outward instead of going through all the symptoms, the outer layers, and then getting to the core. Go in and pull that information from the core of the self side or the light so it can be healed.
So you really get to the root of the issue and not just the symptoms, like you say.
Yeah, symptoms are a great path. I do listen to symptoms, but what is really the core of the issue? Today I had a client who been to a lot of doctors and intuitives and never can pinpoint the core, and got to the core within like 15 minutes of the session. Once I hear a voice, I'm very good. Or if people are present with me, in the room with me, the patterning and the physical problems.
And once it's identified, what happens next?
It depends on what that person wants to do, either through supplementation or looking through the emotional body, because every physical symptom has an emotional precursor. So like this man I was talking to today was addicted to sugar. Instead of having a relationship with his wife, he's having a relationship with sugar. And so why is that in his life? What is he not getting from his relationship, his physical relationship, and why is sugar more important? And so we looked at the emotional precursor to the craving of the sugar.
Interesting. Okay, now without blasting my issues across the world here, you had mentioned that I have low kidney, liver, and adrenal energy. What does that mean?
Yeah, mostly adrenal. Your adrenals are pretty exhausted. Adrenals are motivators. They're the energy that gets us moving on a daily basis. And when we're overworked and can't seem to fit everything in one day, that's adrenal exhaustion. To heal the adrenals, there are some, or to give, I want to say to give the more energy back to the adrenals, to support them. Pantothenic acid is very good for that. That's one of the B5, B
I just started taking that. Interesting you say that. I just started taking that about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, perfect. And then sometimes when the adrenals are out, the thyroid's out, or the thyroid and the adrenal have to work together in unison. The whole endocrine system has to work in unison for everything to function properly. And as we age, especially for women, as we age and the ovaries shut down, our estrogen is manufactured in our adrenal gland, so it's doing double duty. So we really have to support that adrenal action. And so pantothenic acid is good. Sometimes a glandular, if you're not a vegetarian, you could take a glandular, and that like pings the endocrine gland, gives it energy, so it kind of wakes it up. And that's what we want to do. We want to wake up our physical organs so that they start working on their own, dependent on supplements. It's just like taking medication, which just eventually closes down the body.
Interesting. Wow. And now that's really fascinating. And
so your liver is it's not gold, but it gives us strength. So if we are low in liver energy, it feels like the body's way too heavy. Like, oh gosh, I just want to lay here, kind of, couch potato kind of situation. We just want to lay around and not do anything. And we're not very get up and go-ish. We're kind of lethargic. That's a liver issue. Or we feel like the body's way too heavy to move across the room, get up and go to the kitchen or something. That's always a liver issue.
Well, I know I have lots of issues, but we won't get into that here. We do have a caller that has a question if you would like to take that now, Paula.
Sure, absolutely.
Hello? Yes, I have a two-part question and then just want to say something at the end of the question. The first part of the question is deals with the emotions, and then the second about the physical.
Okay,
May I? Go ahead.
Yes, and what's your name?
My name is Elaine.
Hi, Elaine. How are you today?
Hello, Paula. How are you today? Nice to hear you and your story. How does a person, after I've made some personal changes in my own life, and was going to ask you if you had any suggestions on how someone can, a short answer, I guess, how someone can ground themselves into the new way of their life choices when they meet the confusion in their mind as to what to do, as when they see the old way and then they see the new way. What are some couple of good ways, or one good way, if time permits, how to ground yourself into the new?
Well, that's a very good question. A lot of times we make changes in our lives and then we don't know what to do with these new changes. And the confusion arises when we're not grounded. So we're in perpetual confusion. We're not grounded in the new changes. They're just concepts or ideas that we feel from time to time. So good grounding exercises are if you can go outside to touch the ground, look at your feet, eat more rooted foods like carrots and turnips and potatoes, foods that really are grounding, bringing us back into the body, really connecting with our core, the second and third chakra, if we know about chakras, energy centers in the body, connecting with the root chakra or the perineum in the body. You could see yourself see your awareness or this new awareness as one of those old-fashioned shades, and you're pulling that shade down and hooking it to the first chakra, first energy center, really making conscious choices on what you want to create in your life. And when the confusion begins, make conscious choice to get grounded. Okay, now I have to look at the ground. I have to touch my ankles. And what is it that I really want here? In order to change a pattern, we have to be conscious that the pattern is happening and then make changes from that space. Otherwise, the old pattern will take over. So we have to stop whatever we're doing, notice that we're in confusion, and then make a different decision for ourselves based in the new reality. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, that makes sense. With that new reality is a new awareness, and then, awareness so that you can change it. And so with some of my changes, I also noticed that I've recently developed a little pain in my lower abdomen. I don't like to go to regular MDs, but I don't know what is going on in there. Would it be all right to ask if you would tune in? Could you? I don't know.
A pain in the lower abdomen, like above the pelvis?
Like right in the pelvis area.
Yes, second chakra. Okay, so we want to look at that second chakra and make it orange color to put on that chakra, that energy center. Energize it. That's place of creativity. And if you're moving from a controlled environment, where you've been controlling your life, to a more creative environment, which is more flowing and manifesting, then sensation of some pain and some discomfort there.
I see.
The small intestines. So maybe more digestive enzymes would help you there. Probiotics would help the small intestines, things that are energizing. My favorite food on the whole planet is green magma. It is the best food on the planet for healing and energizing the system. I hope that helps you today, Elaine, and thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you so much for your treasured words, and I appreciate the help, and the show is great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Elaine.
Thank you.
Green magma, what is that? Never heard of it.
Green magma is a green drink. It's organic barley juice, and it's loaded with enzymes, vitamins. It's alkaline, and anytime there's a dis-ease in the physical body, the body goes to more acidic, and everything grows in an acidic environment. Candida, fungus, bacteria, parasites, they all like that acidic environment. That's from refined sugars, cupcakes, and non-organic meat, refined carbohydrates, all a pizza at midnight, all those things. That's when the acid rages. And green magma brings the blood back to a balanced pH. We always want a balanced pH between alkaline and acid. Acid as well as alkaline foods to balance the system.
Wow, I don't think we realize how acidic we really are. I've heard that before, but I don't think we realize that. Is there anything you want to share about the Codes of Light, your wonderful book here that's in front of me?
Oh, yes. I've written Codes of Light to help us understand that, we are all divine. And what shrouds us or covers us from experiencing that divinity are emotional issues, our fear, unworthiness, denial, resistance, confusion, and the lack of love that we have for ourselves. The more we open our heart and keep our heart open and trust the heart, then the more we can connect with that divine self. And so that is what the premise of the book is about, that I developed this line of emotional healing products called Sovereign Light. Sovereign means supreme. Light is our inner wisdom. So it's our supreme inner wisdom that allows us to connect with our divine self and that sacred self and move through the world as a spiritual humanity, about how to keep the energy balanced in the body, how to heal the physical body so that the emotional body can heal, and then the spirit can really take us to new depths and awarenesses. And I also am traveling this year, which is also a lot of fun, to spend 2 weeks at a sacred site around the world. We're going to Peru in August, and I'm very excited about this trip. It'll be the third time I'm there, and absolute miracles have happened on trips. Things that you would never experience anywhere else, Julie. It's just an incredible experience to go traveling. Right. We'll be at Machu Picchu and Lake Titicaca, and brilliant experience for many people who have traveled with me.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
And I also produced a guided meditation called Purify the Body Temple. And it is a guided meditation that goes through each of the chakras and helps us spin out our limitation. It's an old Sufi method of spinning limitation counterclockwise. And when the chakra is spun counterclockwise, it releases energy, and then it naturally winds to the correct clockwise manner. And it takes us up to our divine self, allows us to connect with that divinity by pouring it or connecting with it in the physical body. So all of my work revolves around healing the physical, the emotional, and really the spirit doesn't need the healing, but it's the emotional and the physical through the belief system and the emotional patterning that we've created in this life. And sometimes, if we believe in past lives that we have carried in from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime.
Wow. Good stuff, Paula. Thank you. Thank you. All of your items and this information about I may have to call you myself for a private session after what you shared about me earlier. So I thank you for that as well.
Well, thank you, Julie, for having me. I really appreciate this time.
Thank you so much for being a guest, Paula, and I hope to meet you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, Paula was great. And thank you to Elaine for your call and for those questions that you have. We all seem to have similar questions, and so when one person asks a question and gets it answered, I really believe it helps everyone who's hearing it at that time. So thank you to Elaine as well.